Welcome to my first lesson on my React crash course, and in this video we're going to be setting up React, going over the very basics, so a few files here, and you're actually going to inject your first React code into an HTML file, which is a pretty cool thing. And before we actually begin, make sure that you like this video, subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions during the video. And so the first thing that you're going to want to do is search up react.dev and open this website, and this website was built by React. So if we scroll down here, we can see the very basics of React and how this stuff works. But we're going to scroll to the very top and click on the Learn React button. And here we're going to see the quick start. And if we scroll down, we're going to see how we can create a nest component. So here we have a function which will return a button. And at the very bottom here, we can see that this function, my button, is going to be nested in another component. So over here, and now we can see this as an example a lot better. So here we can actually change this to something different. We can change this to maybe an H2, and then also here. And now we can see that now it's going to be changed into an H2, and you can obviously change to whatever you want. But basically here we create a function which is called my button, and then we're returning an H2. There's multiple ways in which we can do this, but I'm not going to go over them right now, because we're going to be setting up React. So let's actually go to the installation, and then let's go to the start new React project. And here we can see that we will need Node.js to install it. So let's go ahead and open a new tab and search up Node.js. Click on the first link over here, and we're going to download the LTS version because it's going to be the most stable one. So let's go ahead and click on it, wait for it to download. Once it downloads, open it, and now we're going to click on next. Press on the box here to accept, and then keep pressing on next until you get to install. And now we have to wait for Node.js to install into our system. And once you see this, that means that it's downloaded, and we can open our command prompt. So you can press on star or Windows and search up CMD or command prompt, and you should see this open up. Don't worry, we're not going to be installing any viruses or anything like that, because all that we're going to do right now is make sure that we have Node.js downloaded by writing node -- version. And we can see that it's going to output the version of my current Node.js. Yours might be different, but make sure that it's going to be the latest stable version. And if you don't get the version and something else like errors or stuff like that, then make sure that you go back and then download Node.js the right way. So copy me, and hopefully that works. And once we're done with that, we can start a new React project because we've installed Node.js, which also installed NPM to our system, which is used to download JavaScript packages from the Node package manager. But if we scroll down over here, we're going to use this command to start our React project. But here it's not NPM, but it's npx. And it's a bit different because it's used to execute JavaScript packages instead of downloading them. And so now that we know the differences between NPM and npx, we can go ahead and actually copy this. And once we're done with that, you're going to want to go and open the path where you want to start your React app. And I'm going to warn you that it's going to actually create a new folder in the path that you're currently going to be at. So it's going to look something like this. We're going to be in this folder. It's going to create another folder, and then inside of that folder is where all of the components from React are going to be. But now let's actually create it. So we're going to right click and then press on open in terminal. I'm going to move it here, and we're going to write the command npx create React app at latest. And then here's where you're going to name it. So I'm just going to name it app name. And when I press on enter, we can see that it's going to start executing and installing all of the packages that I'm going to need for React. And for you, you're probably going to need to press on Y and then enter to accept whatever it's going to say here. But now all they're going to need to do is wait until it's done installing, and it should look something like this. And if yours is not done yet, then you can obviously press on pause and then wait for that to be done installing. But if it is, then go ahead and open VSCode. So there it is. And if you're actually inside of a project, which I'm not, then you're going to go ahead and press on file and then close folder. And then it should look something like this. And all that we're going to do now is actually just drag and drop it. So I'm going to drag the app name and drop it in VS Code. And now we can see all of the files here. And if you've seen my Chrome extensions crash course, then you know what the JSON file is for. And so the package.json file is, if you don't know, is going to be all of the information about our React app. So here we have the name, the version, dependencies, scripts, and so on. And so this is going to be a pretty important chunk of information, because if we actually go to view terminal, and so what we're going to do is actually write npm and then start from here. So if we write npm start, it's actually going to run all of this. So it's basically a shortcut. So if we write npm start, we're going to see it actually start a React app. So let's wait. And there it is. So this is going to be the template for the React app that we just made. And let's actually make this smaller. I'm going to put this in here. And so there it is. And we can actually also write build, test, and inject, but I'm not going to go over this right now. I'm going to go over this later. And let's actually take a look at some of the stuff here. So the source, this is where all of our stuff is. The README is just some information so we can see the npm start. That's what we just ran, and it's going to start our project. Here it's going to see the URL. It's going to be at port 3000, and then there's a bunch of different stuff here, but we can actually close this now. And let's go to the app.js. And so here is where our React is. If we actually change something, so let's change the paragraph here to an H1, and let's write something. So hello React, or I don't know, something random. And then if we save this, we can see that now it's going to reload, and then now it's going to say hello React. And this actually may seem pretty weird because it's a JavaScript file, but that's the cool thing about React, which allows us to actually return HTML code. And if we actually take a look here, we can see that it's pretty weird because we have HTML code in a JavaScript file, and that's the pretty cool thing about React. So it allows us to do things like that. And so if your NPM doesn't work, or you have errors or anything like that, then what you're going to want to do is go back to your downloads and then press on it again, and then the setup wizard should come up again. And we can see that I do have it installed, but you can actually press on repair to reinstall it again or install anything that's missing. So I'm going to go ahead and press on repair. And if I press on repair again here, it's going to repair the Node.js, install everything missing, and then after that, everything should work again. And so this is going to be for this video, so I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, then make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions, and hopefully see you in the next video.